So last time we learned that as Rachmanim, as a nation of people who are naturally very compassionate, we are a naturally emotive people. We're spiritual people. We're people who are feeling people. And if we don't feel that way, it's just because it's hidden. It's hidden and we haven't managed to reveal the extent to which we are truly activated, emotional, and spiritual beings. So we hear the Piasetzner Rebbe continues in that vein, and he says a very powerful and pretty sad thing. He says like this. He says, "B'sfarim kedoshim, it's brought in the Sfarim, Isa sheyesh va'amim shenefesh Yisraeli mispa'eles b'charata." It could be that sometimes our soul is mispa'eles, it's awakened, stirred with regret, tshuva, with a feeling of wanting to return to Hashem or to our truest, deepest selves, hachna'a, a feeling of subjugation, a feeling of lowliness before Hashem, yira, awe, v'chadayma, or other emotions like this. So a person feels, okay, something's happening inside of me. A person feels some whispering of an unpleasantness, and he doesn't know where this is coming from. So because we're not spiritually oriented to understand that primarily we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, not physical beings sometimes having a spiritual experience, but really we're souls, and that's really what we are, because we're not oriented to think this way. So we translate these feelings, these sensations, in a very practical, pragmatic, this worldly manner. So the Yashav, he thinks, maybe I'm hungry, Tzameh, I'm thirsty, maybe I need to drink some alcohol, I need some crackers, maybe it's just some sadness, in order to get out of this, we start to shmooze with our family, or playing silly children or childish games, or we go and seek out a friend to just waste our time speaking negative things, bad things, things about other people that we think are going to make us happier. And after all these things that a person does, we feel even worse. Because with these, so to speak, remedies that we thought are going to remedy what we're feeling inside, not only did we not heal the blemishes, the wounds of our soul, and we didn't comfort our soul over the wounds that she was feeling, right, that we caused our neshamas, and therefore our neshama was compelling us to return, our neshama was compelling us into a spiritual experience, but in misinterpreting it, we've added further wounds to the neshama, and instead of healing it, we've done even worse. But it can even be, chas v'shalom, an even more terrible outcome is that sometimes it works. Sometimes we do manage to drown out that voice. We do manage to numb ourselves. And what's happening then? Why does the neshama stop screaming? Why does the neshama stop making her voice heard? In our misinterpreting what it is that our neshama is feeling, and by adding on the things that are disconnected from Hashem, that are taking us in the opposite direction than the neshama wants to be taken, Nis Alpha, our neshama just faints. It can't bear the additional pain. Or we're piling so much more earth and so much more layers of dirt until we just drown out her voice. And then we think, okay, so it was good. I must have just been hungry. And we go and eat something. It had nothing to do with hunger. And then we think that, okay, so the voice went away, but that wasn't what the voice was. And the voice didn't go away, we just drowned it out. Or we just caused our neshama so much more pain that it fainted away until the next time it wakes up. And chas v'shalom, we run the risk of misinterpreting it again. Very powerful. So we are spiritual beings, we are emotional beings, we are people that can access his sragshus, but we have to be able to interpret correctly what it is that's taking place within us. Then, in a positive sense, he says sometimes the neshama rejoices, and again, we're just not hearing it. See, he says in the next paragraph, if a person would hear the soul singing to Hashem, when it begins to sing praise, when it begins to bask and to revel in its awareness of its source, the Shiras, by hearing all the singing of the 5 different levels of the soul, the nefesh, ruach, neshama, the chaya, and the yechida, hakamais l'kol nafshay lashir ka'achas, which raise themselves up with the singing of the animal soul, with the mouth, ka'achas, that they all join in to sing in the symphony, the melech hakavod, to the King of Glory, haboicher b'shir zimra, who chooses and desires our singing, and they all gather together with this incredible fire of love, hatzala and rejoicing. Shall call nishmas Yisrael. They bind themselves together with all the singing of all Jewish souls in this world of Asher Began Eden and in the world to come. And then that awakens all of the celestial beings in all the different realms. Him called with all other entities in the heavens and all that exists on the earth and under the earth. The kulam yachan meshorim, and they're all singing together with his soul. Kulam yachan mezamrim, they all sing together. Kulam yachan maritzim amakdishim hashem hakadosh hagadol hagibav. All of creation sings as one to Hashem. If we would hear even just a tiniest, quietest whispering of this, then his whole self, with his desires and his thoughts and his speech and his actions, we would devote ourselves completely to Hashem. But we don't hear it. Everything is hidden. So we are emotional beings. We just need to develop the capacity to hear what's taking place inside of us.